Communism versus capitalism. Today we're going to go through the pros and cons of each system. Communism has never worked in the history of humanity, but I wanted to lay this out to everybody that thinks communism is a good thing. And I want to show what good capitalism has. There is cons to capitalism. I'm not saying capitalism is perfect, for no means. But communism is the worst of the worst. So let's go through these. Government controls everything under communism. Equal outcomes, not equal opportunity. Limited incentive to grow. Dependency mindset. Innovation suffers. If you don't have innovation or incentive, then the marketplace will never grow, right? You'll have stagnation in a marketplace, and you get products like Cuba, North Korea, where the government controls everything, but there's no opportunity. There's no economic prosperity. Capitalism. Individuals create opportunity. It rewards skill, risk, and effort, encourages innovation. Ownership equals freedom, creates wealth, not evenly. What capitalism does, it exposes you, right? If you put in the work, capitalism is going to reward you. If you don't put in the work, you won't be rewarded by this system. But what this system is trying to do is say everyone is equal and everybody should be treated the same, and that doesn't work. In theory, it might sound good to you, but it doesn't work. You have to incentivize people in order to get growth and to provide certain products, certain services, because if you don't have competition, then you don't have good products, you don't have good services, right? So just to give you some stats, the United States produces 25% of the global GDP, which is 4% of the world population. Countries with higher economic freedom typically have 2 to 3 times higher incomes per person. Just to give you an example of Cuba, what people get paid in Cuba, monthly salary, it's anywhere between $20 and $40. And I actually personally know a doctor that makes $27 a month in Cuba. Think about that for a second, $27. That is, McDonald's is almost $20 for number one right now. And you're talking about somebody making $27 that went to school for 8 years of their life, 12 years of their life, they're only making $27. Just think about that for a second. Venezuela, 1,000,000% inflation, right? Hyperinflation when they went through their crisis. The GDP per capita under North Korea is $1,500 a year. Limited access to global markets. And if you live in these countries, it's not like us here in the States where we can travel everywhere. These people cannot travel anywhere. It's not like you can jump on a plane because you don't have the money, number one. You can't get the visa. Your passport doesn't work in other countries. This system has never worked, and this is why I've been all over Mandami. I'm not a fan of Zoran Mandavi because his ideas are all fall under this, and you cannot prosper under this. Even Ben Stiller, that's pro-left, has come out against Mandami because of the wealth tax. If you drive wealthy people out of the market, innovation stops and market growth stops. Period. End of story. You cannot rely on the government to manage anything because at the top of communism, they steal all the money. They steal it. They run with it. See, the thing is that they want everybody else to live under these communist rules, but for them, they live under capitalistic rules. For them, they have accessibility to everything because they're controlling everything at the top and stealing from all the people. Cuba has 11 million people. It's 11 million slaves working for the top. So Sandro Castro came out saying that they're now in favor for capitalism, which is a bunch of nonsense, and I did a video on that as well. They've never been in favor of capitalism. That's more of a strategic messaging play by the government to be in the good graces of Donald Trump right now. But communism, in the history of communism, it has never worked. Capitalism does, look, and I will concede this, there needs to be guardrails against capitalism. You cannot let entities get too big and control everything because you run into problems. There's certain things with employees that I don't agree with that companies can get away with. I don't agree with it. I think there has to be certain guardrails. But overall, if you're comparing both systems, capitalism is always going to win over communism. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one.